my name is Wendy Owens. I'm the secretary at Palmetto Land Baptist Church, and I have dealt with headaches basically my entire adult life. They started, I guess, in my early 20s, where I would just get an occasional bad headache that would last several days, and I would get one 3 or 4 times a year. And then I noticed they started becoming more frequent, and I would get them more often, and they would start lasting longer. So I would have a headache that would last several weeks, 5 or 6 times a year. It slowly progressed to where my headaches would last several months at a time, have a little bit of a break between them, and then I'd have another couple-month headache. It eventually got to the point where they overlapped to where I was having a headache more often than I was without a headache. It finally got to the point where it just never went away. It was always there. I would wake up with it. I would go to bed with it. I would sometimes be woken up with it in the middle of the night because it was so strong. Went to all kinds of directions trying to figure out what was causing them, how to stop them. I did all the testing, MRIs, CAT scans, myelograms, anything you could think of. They did all kinds of therapies on me and wanted to do all kinds of other things with medications and such, but I was scared to go that route. Every couple years, I would just deal with it. I would function with it. Some days I could exist with it. I could function. Other days, and for weeks at a time, it would be so strong. I would still usually kept my day going. I would keep going, but it was very difficult. It affected my moods, my family, my kids, everything. And every couple years, I would get tired of it, dealing with it, and I would try to go another direction and find out, okay, well, maybe this will help, or maybe that'll help. And I'd get excited about it. You know, the doctor, whoever I was dealing with, would sound very promising, and I'd get my hopes up and try it, and then it wouldn't work. So I'd be like, forget it, I'm not going to mess with it, and I'd go another couple years without dealing with it. And then I guess about 2 years ago, I was introduced to Dr. Tron. He was doing like a little introduction at our church, and I heard him talk about low country specific chiropractic, and thought about it with me, but I wasn't ready to jump up and let him know about it or sign up for it, because I thought, okay, it's just something else that's not going to work. And my sister, I believe, was with me. So she suggested I get up and sign up for it and find out what it was about at least. So I did. Again, very cautious, thinking, no, it's just another thing that won't work. So I started seeing Dr. Tron. Started going through the adjustment. He's explained to me about subluxation. Realized through talking to him that it wasn't the same kind of thing I went through before with a chiropractor. He was very good in educating me, so I understood what he was talking about and understood it. Started going through the treatments. With me, it wasn't an immediate fix. Through talking to Dr. Tron, we realized that there was a lot more involved. I think because there was such a history with it. I'd been dealing with it for so long, and there were other things going on in my body that we had to figure out what was going on. It wasn't just okay, we're done with your 5-minute appointment, next patient, please. He really researched and dug into my history and my background and trying to figure out what was going on. And through Dr. Tron, he also introduced me to Dr. Lieberman, because Dr. Tron realized that it was my nutrition and food and things that were affecting it also with my headaches. So through Dr. Tron and Dr. Lieberman, we had just got through all the areas that we needed to get through and the different issues that was involving and tied into my headaches. So everything's been going really good. I had dealt with a headache. I had had a headache nonstop for 10 years. And then I noticed in January, sometime the first of the year, I was going through my day and I realized I don't think I had a headache today. And I had gotten so used to just dealing with the headaches that I would put it in the back of my mind so I could function. So I thought, well, maybe I don't think I had a headache today. And then it went several days and I was like, I haven't had a headache. I didn't feel a headache. There are days that I would still have a couple headaches and they were mild. But it was totally different now. I very rarely have a headache anymore. At the time when I was going through the headaches, I was on Excedrin, going through bottles and bottles of Excedrin every month. I would have to wake up functioning, just to function, I would have to take 3 extra strength Excedrin just to get through, to be able to get out of bed and get going in the morning, and I would take more through the day. And I was really worried with what it was doing to my body. At some point, I had to switch to a different kind of Excedrin because it was making my blood so thin that I would bruise with any kind of a touch. So, but I was still taking Excedrin. I haven't had to take Excedrin, goodness, since the end of last year. I haven't taken an Excedrin. Very rarely do I get a headache, and when I do, it's manageable, and I can usually wait a little while and it'll fade away on its own. It's totally changed my life, my outlook, my attitude. Normally I'd put a happy face on just so nobody knew what was going on and what I was feeling, and now it feels real. So I'm very thankful to Dr. Tron and how it's affected my life. It really changed my life.